Hi, I'm Anthony from bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com. In this video we will look at how arpeggios can help to fix your blind spots on the guitar neck. And how to get rid of these blind spots is essential because you need to know how to further your advancement of the navigation of the guitar neck once you learn some scales on the guitar. And the blind spots are the spots where people lose control over where to go on the fretboard. And arpeggios can help you fix this, and here's how. So what happens a lot is that people learn their scales, but then they always revert back to the same scale when they want to improvise. For example, what happens a lot is you start playing with a backing track, the first scale position you start using is probably the scale position you used in all your other solos. So this is a problem because sometimes we want to use another position for various reasons. Maybe we want to play higher on the neck than the first position we're starting to use is based on. Maybe we want to start lower on the neck. And even if we want to start in this first position that we know, we want to build control over the guitar neck, so we further our options of where to go on the neck. And so arpeggios can help us with this because these can be used as anchor points. And we can use those anchor points to know where to go on the fretboard. It's like visiting a new city. And when you're first in a new city, you don't know where to go, but you know with the anchor points, like the hotspots in a new city, that there's the tourist center, then there's this thing, the library, for example, where I need to go to visit. These are these anchor points we can also use to map out our fretboard. And the arpeggios can serve as these anchor points, these hotspots of where to go. So here's an example of how this all works. And if you don't know what an arpeggio is an arpeggio is very simple. It's just a chord played note by note. So for example, here's this chord. It's an A major chord. If you have never played the A major chord in this voicing, it's basically just a C shape that we play here. So we need other fingerings for this. You can follow along below this video with the tablature. So this is an A major chord. If we play this note by note, we have this. So this is the A major arpeggio. And it basically functions like this. We have 3 notes in the chord, even though we're playing 4 strings, but this is because we are starting back again on the A note here on the B string. So we have the A note over here on the A string. Then we play the C sharp note on the D string, and then the E note on the G string. So this is basically the triad of the A major chord that we're playing here, and then it's all starts over again. So we're playing the A note over here, and then we can also play again C sharp and then the E, and then back to the A note here, and even C sharp over here. So an arpeggio is just playing the chord note by note. So once we know this and we have those fingerings down, for example, of the arpeggio, we can use this as an anchor point in our soloing. So for example, if you're using the videos here, or if you're a student of my Master Blues Guitar program, you already know that we can use a lot of the scales in our playing. Not only minor pentatonic, we can in blues solos use the major pentatonic as well. We can use the dominant pentatonic as well. These are all great options to be using over dominant blues chords. And we can really expand our options of these scales by using the anchor points. So for example, if you're playing a blues in the key of A, and we're playing over blues chords like an A7 chord, we can really use minor pentatonic, but also the major pentatonic, and a lot of other cool options. So if we know that the A major arpeggio is located here, and we play this 5-string arpeggio, it's called 5-string arpeggio because we play it over 5 strings. So we play the A note, C sharp, E, A, C sharp. We can also incorporate the pentatonic major scale with this arpeggio. And by going through certain exercises that I'm going through with my students at the locations or online, then we glue this scale position together with the arpeggio, so we can use the arpeggio as an anchor point, and we can use these anchor points to also learn which scale positions are surrounding them. For example, here's the scale position that is located here at the 12th fret in the A major pentatonic scale. You can follow along with the tablature. And I'm landing back on the A note because that's the root note of the scale. And learning these positions is fine, there's nothing wrong with this, this is an essential step. But a lot of people learn this position, but then they need to think back from the first to the second to the third position to start playing in this position. But we need a way to anchor, to set an anchor in this position and to really refer to this position in an instant. And that's why we use the arpeggio here. So if we know that the arpeggio is located over here, for example, and we also train our fingers to know that the scale is surrounding this arpeggio, then we can really find this scale position in an instant. Not only for soloing, but we can do cool things with it in our rhythm playing as well. For example, if we're playing the A chord, now we know we can. Now we have a way of decorating our chords with cool licks, and of course it pays to really learn those licks then. But the first thing is to really get a grasp of how the arpeggios work and how certain scales are weaving in and out the arpeggio shapes. So here's a great exercise to go through. First you learn the chord of any given chord you're learning. Then you learn the arpeggio. And I'm playing it in a little sequence to add some creativity here. And then once you learned the arpeggio, you want to learn the surrounding pentatonic scale position, and you can learn other scale positions like major scale surrounding those as well, but it's a good starting point to first learn the major pentatonic scale for instance surrounding this A major chord. So you can follow along with the examples here below. This is the chord, this is the arpeggio, and it pays to know the root note of this arpeggio, and then this is the scale position. And the thing is, once you learned this in this way, you can shift it to any other key. So for instance, if we're playing in the key of G, I know that my G chord is located over here. The arpeggio is this. And then I'm playing this scale position. So if I'm playing over blues chords in the key of G, I can now go to the scale position instantly, because I know that my arpeggio is located over here. And there are many arpeggios located over all these scale patterns, and we need to learn a few really important anchor points so you can not only weave your rhythm guitar playing in between the chords, but also go from one pattern to the next and know how chords and scales are really interweaved. And this is of course a really big topic, and if you're excited about this, also leave a comment and subscribe to the channel, because we can talk further about this really big topic. Also check out the website at bestbluesguitarlessonsonline.com, where you can find many free resources like a fully free ebook on how to play the best sounding guitar licks over blues chords.